was the very first matchup in TBR Wiffle Ball, and dating back to 2020, these two teams have been at contentious odds. Now meeting for the first time since the 2022 World Series, yet another chapter of this storied rivalry will be written here today. Welcome back to Orn Park. I'm Brendan Willett here for what is the most anticipated matchup of the season, the rematch of last year's World Series, as the 2-4 Mets will host the 4-2 Padres. It's a gloomy scene down on the field as the fog continues to roll in. Cooler temps in the low 60s for today's series, and the visibility is bleak with these cloudy conditions. Starting for the visiting side, it's the powerhouse lineup that propelled the Padres to victory last week. Nick Ferrullo, Cam Brown, and myself, Brendan Willett, will take the field against the Mets today. As for the defending champs, just Jackson Hart and Seth Hellman in their lineup. Will Tesmer has been healthy scratched once again in a move that sparked a lot of controversy on social media. Mets captain Seth Hellman building some anticipation for this series today, posting to his story on Instagram and tagging his teammate Jackson Hart, failing to include Will Tesmer, who was not made aware of his absence from this series until last night, to which members of the Padres responded in a comment section, quote, "It's a team game, unlike the Mets, we're showing up together." So tensions are already running very high entering into this one. With two of the top pitchers in the league facing off against one another, fans have had their eyes on this matchup for a while now. On the mound for the Padres will be Nick Ferrullo. Ferrullo has been the starter in all 4 of the Padres' victories this season and is keen on collecting some more here today. As for the Mets, Jackson Hart will try and bounce back after a 2-4 start. He's had the Padres number for a handful of seasons now and is more than ready to get underway today. Let's head down to the field and talk with the players.
So kind of a slow start this year compared to last year when you actually won the World Series. 2-4, and now what are you going to do this year to try and get back to that ultimate milestone?
Well, what you got to remember is that we started off 2-4 last year too. So
True.
Trying not to worry too much about the record, but I think the biggest thing is just finding a rhythm at the plate. Me and Jackson both haven't really been on our game so far, so I think it's just better approaches with one out, trying to put the ball in play more, and then just small mechanical things that individually we're working on.
So obviously you lost to the Mets last year in the World Series, and it's your first series facing them this year. What do you think you should change heading into the series? Obviously it's not the same amount of energy going into it, but something you'd like to see carry over to the postseason potentially.
Yeah, well, it's a different team, you know? I mean, I think we got deeper, and, we're just putting an emphasis on the team today in our preparation. What we didn't do is lie to one of our teammates about the time of the game so that he wouldn't show up. We're coming as a 3-man unit, we're going to play as a 3-man unit, and we're going to get the job done as a 3-man unit. Can't underestimate the Mets. I mean, like Seth said, they started 0-4 last year, and then improved to 2-4, but they were in the same position last year, and then they ran the table. So regardless of what the records show, they're pretty much still favored, I think, in everybody's eyes. So you can't take that lightly. We're going to play our game. We're not going to draw into their BS. You know, they try and get us to sink down to their level. It's worked for me on a personal level, and for the rest of the guys just on a team level. So we're just going to play our game. We're going to play our best wiffle ball, and if that's enough, it's enough. And if it's not, I think we move ahead to greener pastures.
All right, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
And welcome back to another round of this year's 2023 TBR Sports Wiffle Ball Series. It's the Mets versus the Padres today in 3 straight games. Obviously, some bad blood because of last year's World Series. And he's out. 2-2 now. And he's out. Cam Brown strikes out just like Ferrullo. Hellman swinging for the fences on that one. It's 3-2. And low, so man on first. And that's cracked down the line. Willett will not make the play, man on first and second. So the Mets quickly have 2 ducks on the pond. And they're playing with a man down. And he strikes him out. So man on first and second with Hart coming back up to hit. It's a little mound meeting between the Padres. You can't imagine this is the start they wanted. Quickly 2 men on and didn't produce anything in the first half inning. Crushes it down the line. Willett's there. Cannot make the play. Man on first, second, and third now. Still 0-0 with 1 out. That'll bring up the ever deadly from last year, Hellman, who has had a struggle trying to find his stroke this year with the bat, but he's trying to turn around right here with bases loaded. And that's the one. So they get out of the inning without giving any runs, and the Mets will leave 3 men stranded. And here comes Willett to face Hart for the top of the second. 3-1 now. Willette's still firmly in control. And this is low. So, man on first, which is more than they did last inning. So, we'll see where this leads to. Ferrulo looking for his pitch. That is not the one.
Nice hit.
So, quickly 2 men on, nobody out for the Padres in a still 0-0 game. And that'll do it. So, out number 1 for the Padres. Here comes Brendan Willette, who got them on the field the first time, not by hit, by walk. And outside, so bases loaded for the Padres. And here comes Ferrulo, who had 2 grand slams against the Athletics last time he was up. Let's see if he can try and replicate that vintage performance here today. And he got him. So that'll end the inning. So now both the Mets and the Padres have left bases loaded as we head into the bottom of the second. Quickly 0-2. And that is a drive. Deep left field. Hart with a bomb. And that one is not coming back. I think it might even be out on the concourse. Rounds the bases, and here he comes to home, and that was an absolute moonshot. And that is a drive. Deep left field. Hart with a bomb.
Oh yeah,
that is a drive.
Oh my
Deep
God,
left
way to
field.
get up to it.
Hart with a bomb. Let's see if the Padres can bounce back here after giving up that absolute cannon of a shot. And low again, so it's 4-0. Nobody out. Man on first. 1-run game. Misses on that one, so he strikes him out. Chance to stop the bleeding here for the Padres. Gonna strike him out here and end the inning. And he does. So, the Padres give up 1 run on that absolute beautiful home run by Hart, but they're able to stop the bleeding. And here's the top of the third. The Mets are 2 outs away from taking game 1 here of this 3-game tripleheader today. Goes fastball again, and that's an out. So, they're down to their final out, down by 1 run. Willette looking to be a hero or just trying to keep the game alive. Down to their final strike. And that'll do it. So, the Mets take game 1 in a 1-0 game. Hart really did it all for them. He hit the home run, and he had a beautiful showing on the mound. A tough start for the Padres here in this 3-game series. So they look to bounce back in game 2. And here we are at the start of game number 2 between the Padres and Mets. Misses that one. That's a quick out here at the start of the first. Similar to the last game, kind of a feeling out process.
Are you allowed to do that?
And they intentionally walk Hart.
We couldn't get a third.
What? You mean you lied to your third guy about the time of the game?
First, he probably wouldn't be able to make it anyway.
So, after Willette walks Hart, and an intentional walk to try and bring back Hellman for a second out, you can't imagine they're going to want to walk Hart again if he comes back around. They're not going to want to load the bases. And that's a ball. So,
That's 4, right?
that's 4. It's 4, it's a walk.
Is he going to third, or am I going to third? Or sorry,
And so they'll bring back up Hart. A little bit of rivalry out here on the mound right now. Some competitive speech and words exchanged. We'll see where this leads to. Crushes up the middle. Man advances to third. He's going to hold it third. So, runners across the board for the Mets, and the bases are loaded. And you have to think this is a big moment in the game because the Padres could not find the outfield or the home run wall last time. They could only get on base through walks. And just missed that upper corner, so they walk a guy, and bases are still loaded with 1 out, and here comes Hart. We'll see. And he sends out the middle. Willette cannot make the play. It rolls all the way to the wall. Bases are loaded. Hellman scores. So it is now 2-0. And Hart's got his second RBI of the day. crushed. Deep middle. Another run scores. And it is now 3-0. Hellman with an RBI. And Hart came in to round the bases on that one. Right down the line to Willette. Willette cannot make the play. He gets eaten up by the hit. Hellman scores. Hart to first. Man on second and third. So it is now 4-0. And Hart's got his second RBI of the inning. Up in the air. Ferrulo trying to make the play. And he does. He gets him out of the inning. Still in a 4-0 hole for the Padres. But better than being at 5, I guess. Over top on that one. Crushed deep. Ferrulo with a bomb, and it's 4-1 now. That one was quick off the bat. I'd love to know the exit velocity on that one because, man, he sent that one deep. Now's the bases, and they're putting on the chain. He hasn't touched home yet, and now he does. Over top on that one. Crushed deep. Ferrulo with a bomb. 3-1. And that's 4-1. So ducks in the pond. And he crushes it. He misses the play. Brown stands at first and second with Ferrulo coming back up, who's coming up to tie the game. He had the home run last time he was up. Let's see if he can tack on another here on Hart. And load the bases. Hit it. Hits it down the line. It rolls fair. So 1 out, but both men advance. So... and he misses high. So when it comes to an end, they leave 2 men on, but they are able to tack on at least 1 run as they head into the top of the second. And misses that one. Misses that one too, so Hart will take first base. This is on the other side, inside corner, so Mets with man on first and second. That's crushed. Hart with another moonshot, and that is a home run for him, number 2 in this series. That'll bring in 3 runs. It is a 7-1 game. The Padres are staring down a deep, deep hole, and it just keeps getting worse. A little Euro step on his way to the plate. A little something for the fans. That's crushed. Up, going. Cam Brown's got it. So they record their first out of the inning. Flushes it up. Willette trying to make the play. And he does. So that'll end the inning on a great athletic play by Willette, but they still tack on 3 runs for the Mets. 3-2 count. And misses the zone. So Willette will move to first, which will bring up Nick Ferrulo. Up in the air.
It hit him in the arm. No, it hit my hand. It doesn't feel like, yeah, so there you go, hit your body. My handle. You just said hand. My handle.
A little controversy here.
I'm pretty sure that's a fair ball. If it hits his body, it's dead.
Should we go to the replay on this?
Hold on. No. I'd like to, well, because last year Chris had a hit doing that. He swung and it went off his hand.
But if you swing into getting hit by the ball, it's a dead ball strike.
Ferrulo's losing it down at the first base line while 4 players are now in the middle talking it over.
No offense, but I don't trust you with the rules.
Ooh, we're letting Hellman a little bit of bad blood here.
With the Expos, right? I hit that one that went off my shin, right? I'm in the box and the ball makes contact with me and then goes into fair territory. It's a dead ball because it makes contact with me in the box.
But it hit his hand. If you hit the ball and then it...
What I'm saying
is swinging and it hits his hand. I'm pretty sure that's a fair ball.
It's not because you're swinging into getting hit by a pitch.
Your example is different. You hit the ball with the bat,
right,
then it hits your foot.
What I'm saying is that if the ball hits you at all when you're in the ball.
And they're just going to let it go. So we'll see if this carries over into game number 3. A little bit of bad blood being spilled here. 2-2 on that beautiful pitch by Hart. And he misses that one. So That will bring back up Willette. 1 out now.
You can't cheat against your own fucking division. They're gonna smoke you guys.
If you want to, here, Willie, you can take the time to look up the rule. If you find that I'm wrong, you guys can have bases loaded, no outs. Okay, if it doesn't mean that much to you, it doesn't mean that much to you.
Seth, shut the fuck up, dude.
Dude, you're the one chirping me the whole game. Okay, I'm not chirping you at all. I'm just playing.
You just cheated.
It's not cheating. Dude. Like, look up the fucking rule if you want to. I just told you that I'm willing to negotiate.
Let's go.
If you want to look it up, you can look it up. I'm not going to stop you from looking it up.
So it's a 2-1 count here. Really going at it now, 2-2. Three-two. Looking to make it bases loaded and 1 out here. And Hart rings them up. That'll end the inning. So the Padres are unable to put 1 run on the board. And the inning comes to an end. 7-1 for the Mets heading into the top of the 3rd. So the Mets up by 6 heading into the 3rd here. But that won't be the talk of this game. Up in the air. Willette's going to make the play, and he does. It's 1 quick out. And a little bit of...
Down, what, 6? You lost? Like,
It's a little...
I don't think your average is above 0.05.
not very good.
You're right, I only have 1 hit.
It's a nice
Never
pitch by
claimed to be the
Ferrulo.
best player on my team, dude.
You can't talk about wins.
Crushed by Hart. And that is another home run. That's the 3rd of him in this series, the 2nd of this game. And it's quickly 8-1 for the Mets.
Yes, but I'm still getting on base.
And Hart rounds the bases here. And quickly 8-1, still 1 out. Crushed by Hart.
I'm still here, bro. Like, I'm not. I have almost all of our outs. Yes, but I'm still getting on base.
And Hellman with a nuke out to the left field. Back-to-back home runs for the Mets, and it is now 9-1. With 1 out here in this inning. And Hellman with a nuke. And Hellman with a nuke out to the left field. Back to back. Crushed by Hart. Up in the air. And Willette grabs it. So it's 9-1 here in the bottom of the 3rd. Padres need 8. Will move down to first base, so 4-1 now, and 2 men on, nobody out for the Padres, looking to make some magic happen. That's straight 3. Oh, we had a chance, and it... Oh, he drops it! An error! Cam Brown runs home. The ball's thrown away. Willette's coming in to score. Ferrulo's going to move to 3rd. And that is 2 quick runs for the Padres. They're only down by 6. Full count now. And down the line it is. It's fair. And that's another run. So it's 9-4. They only need 5. 3-2 full count here. The big moment in the game and big moment in this series. And he lets it go. So 2 men on. They need 5 runs. A home run would go a long way here for Ferrulo. Down description. Use the code. And that's a single right up the middle. That'll put 2 on, and a man goes home. So they only need 4. Bit of a rally here. They've put up 4 runs in this inning, which is their best inning. 3-1 now, looking to load the bases. And he does. So, tying run comes to the plate. Brendan Willett, who's shown a lot of emotion today. And he slips. And that'll be the last out of the game. The rally came close, but just couldn't get enough in the end. Padres lose this one 9-5. And that will end this one here. We'll go to the third game of this series in just a moment. And that is right up the middle. Can he make the play? Not in time. Ferrulo starts off the inning with a bang and literally with a nice hit. And Cam Brown steps back into the box. Hart has had a great day on the mound. And that one's up. And he makes the play. So Hellman gets the first out of the inning.
Let's go, Brad. Come on.
And it's up to the part of the field no one was standing in. Willett, maybe a little bit of interference. Cam Brown goes. Willett jumps over, coming home, and it's a quick 2-0 lead for the Padres on a potential interference play at second base. A nice play by Cam Brown and Brendan Willett to be able to dodge both of those tags somehow. And he grabs the inside. That's the end of the inning for the Padres on a nice final pitch by Hart. We'll go to the bottom of the first. Mets down by 2, which is the first time today they've been trailing. Straight up, Ferrulo makes the one-handed grab. Jumps off the wall, gives a high five, and that's a little bit of swagger there from the Padres. Something we haven't seen them all day since they had that one home run last game. Crushed, gone. Holy moly, Hart with his 4th home run of the day. And that one was driven to deep center, the deepest part of the field. And it's
200-mile-an-hour exit.
crushed, gone. Crushed, gone. This is on the inside, so he walks him in. Who brings up the ever-deadly Hart, who's had 4 home runs today. And he walks him. So it's 4-2 men on, 2-1 game. Who brings up Hellman. And he'll take that. So it is 2-1 for the Padres going into the top of the second. And the Padres looking to add to the lead here. And that rings them up. So, 1 out right here. 3-2 now. And that's the one. Inning over for the Padres. They cannot add to their lead. And the Mets will go into the bottom of the second here, down by 1. 1-0 now. And that's up. That's up. Ferrulo makes the catch. So a quick out there is exactly what the Padres needed to start this inning. 0-1 situation. That's up, and it'll fall foul. Even though he wasn't able to catch it, I think they'll still take that. 0-2 now. Big moment. And it's crushed. Foul ball. I think it just... If there was a replay on that one, I would love to go to the replay review on that one, but it's full count. Yeah, that's right, full count. And it hits him, so he gets a walk. And 4-1, and that will bring back up Hellman. 2 ducks on the pond. And he misses, bases loaded. Brings Hart back up for the chance for the grand slam opportunity to put them up by 3. It's up in the air. Can he make the play on it? And Ferrulo snags it with Ouellette following, and that'll end the inning. The Padres barely hold on to their 2-1 lead off of 3 straight walks by Ferrulo. But they do have their lead. This is huge for them, and we'll head into the 3rd inning. And Hellman with a great catch in the left field. Falling down catch. And there's been some great defensive plays in the game today. Low again, it is quickly 3-0. And it's 4-0. Ouellette walks down to first. Pretty confident. Piece of plate work there. And it's up. It's up. Hart grabs it, and the first half of this inning will come to an end. So, the Mets needing 1 run to tie, 2 to win. Bottom of the 3rd. It's up. It's up. Ferrulo makes the grab, so they're 1 out away. 2-2 count. Hellman gives him the green light. And he misses it. Padres win 1 game out of this 3-game series. The Mets take the other 2. And honestly, with how that game went, it's nice to see that at least they got 1 out of 3. A good series here with a little bit of a dramatic action in between as they come together to shake hands. Ouellette and Hellman apparently squashed their beef in the game, and the game will be over.
So, you won 2, dropped the last game of this series. How does it feel to come out of here with 2 wins and improve your record to 4-5 this season?
Yeah, I mean, good to get a couple of wins. Good to get the win in the series. Upset that we lost a winnable game there at the end. Admittedly, didn't play particularly well myself. Thankfully, I've got Jackson with me, so he can carry the team as far as he goes, as far as this team goes. So, still stuff to improve upon, but I mean, I'm also just like physically feeling atrocious today. My back's all locked up. I mean, you can see it out there. It's tough for me to bend over. It's tough for me to run. So, the fact that I did as well as I did, if you can even call it as well as I did with how I'm feeling, feels like a positive. So,
all right. And Hart, you had 4 home runs today out there, as well as a very good day on the mound. How does it feel to come out of here with 2 wins on the series?
Feels good considering we didn't do too well to start the season, so I think a big series win is going to go a long ways, especially in our division where it's been so tight and the whole league so tight. So I think, feeling good about my pitching and hitting, just getting the flow going. I think it's going to help us in the next 2 series, coming versus the Braves and the Diamondbacks.
All right, and Hellman, one final question for you. Do you think that this beef between you and Ouellette will carry over into the playoffs if you see each other?
I don't know about you guys. I played really bad.
I mean, I said to myself before the series that I didn't want to get into stuff like this. You heard Ouellette say that he didn't want to stoop down to our level in his pregame talk. I don't feel like I've instigated. I feel like it's mostly been him. There were a lot of comments out there in the field that I didn't think were appropriate, and there are times where it's, he says things like that and it just makes you not want to play wiffle ball, like it's just not fun to be out here. I don't like to be talked to like that. I make the decisions that I feel like are best for my team to win, and it sucks that it rubs him the wrong way, and I try my best, and with the situation with the whole hit by pitch, not hit by pitch thing, I thought I was right. I feel like I've seen in games before where when the batter swings and it hits them in the hand, they call it a dead ball, or if it goes in
or vice versa, yeah.
Right. So I thought I was right there. Clearly, I was wrong. I was trying to be amicable about it and try to come to a solution that worked for both sides, but he just shuts down like that, and it's just. I don't want there to be a rivalry, but if it gets created, it's created.
A little East Coast versus West Coast, maybe something to see again in the World Series. Thank you guys so much, and congrats on the 2 wins today.
Thank you.
All right, so you guys came out of here today with 1 win. You dropped to the first 2, and one of them was a tough loss, 9-5, with bases loaded on that last chance. What do you have to say for yourself on that last chance when you had the bases loaded to try and tie that second game?
Not too much. I mean, that's a really good team, and I said in the pregame that you can't underestimate their ability. And, they played really well. I think that, that 3rd game we kind of righted the wrong. I felt like, game 2 got a little bit iffy there with the call on Brownie, and but there's nothing we can do about that. Probably, who knows if we would have won the game anyway, probably not. But I think it's fair to say that we deserved that third game, and yeah, we just kind of dialed in the focus for game 3. And yeah, I love playing against these guys. I love beating them. I don't have much respect for their team, to be honest with you. And it feels good to beat them. They don't want to play us at full strength. That's fine. They know what we're capable of. And, you know, never in this league's history have these two teams faced 3-on-3 full strength. And that probably will carry over into next season if they're even back for next year. So, yeah, disappointing to say the least. But, I mean, look, I said in the pregame, we're coming as a team. We played as 3 guys, and I'm really proud of what we did, actually. We wanted to get 1 win. I said we afforded ourselves a bit of a tough matchup here, and we got the 1 win. And we're going into a series against the Diamondbacks next week that we're really excited for, and we're going to be fired up for that one. And, you know, the NL division race is fucking, it is on, and that win's going to go a long way. So it feels good, to be honest. I think a lot of people think we're going to be disappointed. We're not. We're happy. We did everything that we could. And yeah, I'm happy with our team's performance. These guys, like, you know, I've known this kid my whole life. I've known him for 6 years. Met him the first day of high school. Like, we love playing wiffle ball together. And that's what it's about. It's about, you know, coming together with your friends and bringing everybody out here and playing as a team. And that's what we did. And, you know, we had fun. So, yeah, that's really all I have to say about that.
All right, thank you. Cam, I'm going to go to you on the end there. You had a couple of nice hits, some nice plays there in the field today, but a bit of a struggle day at the plate for you. What do you think you take from this into the next series against the Diamondbacks?
You know, everyone has good games, everyone has bad games. Just got to get out there ready to play, get a good look at the first couple of pitches, figure out the speed, and, you know, swing with the right tempo. Just hit more balls. It'll be good.
All right. And Frulo, coming off last week's great performance against the Athletics, how does today's appearance playing against last year's World Series champions that you guys lost to, how does it feel to come out here and at least get 1 win off them today?
You know, it feels pretty good. Like Brendan said, you know, coming into it, we wanted to get 1 win, and we were able to do that. At least 1 win, and we were able to do that. Obviously, we wanted more, but I think after how the first 2 games went, bouncing back in that third game and showing our resiliency really shows, you know, the character of this team. You know, and it's hard being up there facing these guys, especially Jackson. But like I said, it's you know, you figure it out, you know, the more that you do it. And I started to figure it out there towards the end, and I think that we're really confident going into the next series.
All right, guys, thank you so much for your
I'd like to
time.
just say one more thing, if you don't mind.
All right.
I just want to shout out Jackson, and like everybody, but specifically Jackson. Like, he's one of the best players in this league, and people don't see a lot of like the off-camera stuff. Like, as we speak right now, he's deconstructing the field so that he can help us pack up the car and head home on time. Like, he honestly, even when he's not playing, you can see him in the background of the videos. He's here every week. He's coming 2 hours early with me to set up the field. And, you know, I think that he kind of gets caught in the middle of, like, the, you know, me versus Seth drama. But, like, I respect the hell out of Jackson, and what he does for this league just goes, like, so under the radar. And even today, like, he was working all day. He had, like, a doctor's appointment. He still showed up early and helped out with the setup. And, yeah, it's disappointing to hear, like, in Seth's post-game comments that, you know, I make the league unfun, and, you know, I'm the reason why he doesn't want to come and play. It's like, if he feels that way, feel free to not come. I think there's a lot of people in the league that wouldn't be heartbroken over that. And you've got a teammate who is picking up bases right now, and packing my car, because he cares about the league and he wants to get things done. So yeah, just a fucking wild contrast between, you know, the 2 guys. So I just wanted to say that, you know, that's a hurtful comment for all that I do and all that his teammate does and all that everybody, Michael, you know, Matt, you know, doesn't even play in the league and comes and commentates these guys, like, for all that we do for the league, to hear that, you know, we're making it unfun. That sucks. Yeah.
So today's Where's Woody player of the game, Hart. You had a great day on the mound, had 4 home runs, obviously deserved. You came out here with 2 wins. Any final remarks you'd like to say about the Padres or just the season, how it's going in general?
I think the Padres are a great opponent. I obviously hope we can see them again. I think it's always a good time when we play each other. It's always competitive, as you can see, going back to last season. The guys, we just love playing each other, whether it's them, and I'm sure they'll talk about it and agree, but this feels great to win. I'm happy with the 2-1 series win, but obviously we could have won 3, but kudos to the Padres, and hats off to them for getting that last game in the series. So congrats to them.
All right. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.